18th National Conference on E-Governance held in Gujarat. 18th National Conference on E-Governance was held in Gandhinagar, Gujarat from the 30th of January 2015 to the 31st of January 2015. The main theme of the conference was digital governance, new frontiers. The focus sector was skill development and employability. Filmfare Awards announced. Vikas Bal's coming-of-age drama queen triumphed at the 60th Filmfare Awards, winning in key categories including Best Film, Best Director and Best Actress for its lead star Kangana Ranaut. Vishal Bhardwaj's Shakespearean tale Hida bagged 5 wins, which includes a Black Lady for Shahid Kapoor in the Best Actor category and Best Supporting honours for Tabu and KK Menon. NASA launches Earth-observing satellite. It is on a mission to track the amount of water locked in soil, which may help residents in low-lying regions brace for floods or farmers get ready for drought conditions. A Delta II rocket carrying Soil Moisture Active Passive (SMAP) satellite was launched early Saturday from Vandenberg Air Force Base on California's Central Coast. Djokovic wins Australian Open. At Melbourne on Sunday, Djokovic won his 5th Australian Open crown, beating Andy Murray 7-6-5. 6-7-4, 6-3, 6-0 in an old-fashioned slugfest where the pair went toe-to-toe like two prize fighters before the Serb knocked the Scotsman out. Reliance teams up with State Bank of India for Payments Bank. Looking to foray into banking business, Reliance Industries has teamed up with state-run behemoth SBI to apply for a payments bank license. RIL and SBI put in a joint application to the Reserve Bank of India, RBI, to set up a payment bank that can offer services such as remittances and deposits but not loans. The nation's largest lender SBI, which being a commercial bank could not apply for a payment bank license, will hold 30% in the joint venture. RIL will be the promoter and hold the balance 70%. RIL and SBI partnership comes close on the heels of the recently announced Airtel Kotak joint venture. 5-day conference on wildlife poaching begins in Nepal. Officials from 13 countries across Asia are beginning a 5-day conference in Nepal to discuss wildlife poaching. Conservationists in the region are battling to save several endangered species including tigers, rhinos, elephants and snow leopards. The focus of this regional conference is to explore ways of ending poaching altogether. Aditya Birla, Future Group apply for payment bank licenses. Aditya Birla Nouveau Limited, Future Group and Vakrangi Limited sought permission from the Reserve Bank of India to set up payments banks. A payments bank license will allow companies to accept deposits of up to rupees 1 lakh and increase payment options, especially for people who have no bank accounts. Aditya Birla Nouveau will hold 51% stake in the proposed payments bank and the remaining 49% will be owned by Idea Cellular. The Kishore Bayani-led Future Group, parent of Future Retail Limited, also has filed an application for a permit. Kanagasubhapathy Sripavan appointed as Chief Justice of Sri Lanka. The new President of Sri Lanka Thripala Sirisena has appointed Kanagasubhapathy Sripavan as the country's top lawyer. Sripavan sworn in as Sri Lanka's 44th Chief Justice. Justice Sripavan succeeded Shairani Bandaranaike, who resigned on the 29th of January 2015. Terror Charter against Pakitrick Summit. In order to corner Pakistan for sheltering and facilitating terrorists involved the 26/11 carnage and other attacks in the country, India seeks to move resolution in the UN to punish those who shelter and finance terrorism. Modi gov to bring new scheme to replace JNRM. The existing program to modernize urban infrastructure will be discontinued and a new plan will be introduced by the Narendra Modi government. The Jawaharlal Nehru National Urban Renewal Mission was introduced by the previous United Progressive Alliance government in 2005 to improve civic infrastructure infrastructure and services. It will focus on spatial planning, liquid and solid waste management and public transport. France win record 5th World Handball title. France has become the first team in handball history to win 5 world championships. In the finals, they defeated hosts and surprised finalists Qatar. The win means France is now world, European and Olympic champions. Cisco Systems picks Visakhapatnam as first smart city. Visakhapatnam will be the first city to be taken up for development as a smart city by Cisco Systems, the global IT networking major and the implementing company. China overtakes US as top investment destination. China has overtaken the United States as the top destination for foreign direct investment for the first time since 2003, according to the United Nations Conference of Trade and Development. Foreign firms invested $128 billion in China and $86 billion in the US last year. The growth in China's foreign investment benefited the services sector as manufacturing slowed. Bihar to provide free education. The Bihar government decided to provide free education to scheduled castes, scheduled tribes and girl students till post-graduation level in the state. The government would reimburse the financial loss to such universities, colleges after gathering the actual information about it. According to latest government data, there were 4.05 lakh SC, ST and girl students studying undergraduate courses in the state, but the figure declines sharply to just 10,870 students belonging to these categories at the PG level. Poverty removal, childcare should be on post-2015 agenda. India has told the UN that poverty eradication and special attention to children's needs should be the central goal for the post-2015 development agenda to ensure that youngsters get a protective and nurturing environment. 68 million children globally are still living in extreme poverty, and persisting challenge of inadequate investment for their well-being is often exacerbated by economic crises, natural disasters and armed conflict. 5th Delhi Sustainable Development Summit. Environmentalists and policy makers met at the 15th Delhi Sustainable Development Summit to set agendas for the 2015 Climate Change Summit in Paris as India plays an influential role in UN climate talks. The latest report from the IPCC stressed the risks of global warming and tried to make a stronger case for governments to adopt policy on adaptation and cut greenhouse gas emissions. Alibaba acquired 25% stake in Paytm. Alibaba had signed a deal to buy a 25% stake in Indian mobile payments and e-commerce platform Paytm owner 197 Communications. Paytm is India's largest mobile commerce platform with nearly 25 million orders a month and more than 23 million mobile wallet users. Tata Communications signs $20 million deal with Kian Group. Tata Communications has signed a $20 million multi-year deal with Germany-based Kian Group to provide global-wide area network, WAN, services to the group's 330 sites across 30 countries. Garg appointed as Director General of Council of Scientific and Industrial Research. Mo Garg was appointed as the Director General of the Council of Scientific and Industrial Research. Prior to his present posting, he was Director in XR Indian Institute of Petroleum, Dehradun. Australian PM survives vote of confidence. Australia's ruling Liberal Party voted on Monday morning to defeat a leadership spill motion, thereby retaining Tony Abbott in his role as the party leader and the country's Prime Minister. But the margin of the party room vote, 61-39, was not emphatic enough to ensure Mr. Abbott's long-term future as Prime Minister. Grammys announced. The winners are: Record of the Year, Stay With Me, Sam Smith. Song of the Year, Stay With Me. Album of the Year, Morning Phase, Beck. Best Country Album, Platinum, Miranda Lambert. Best R&B Performance, Drunk in Love, Beyoncé. Best Rock Album, Morning Phase, Beck. Best Pop Vocal Album, In the Lonely Hour, Sam Smith. Best Pop Solo Performance, Happy, Pharrell Williams. Best New Artist, Sam Smith. Best Trap, Sung Collaboration, Monster, by Rihanna and Eminem. Best Rap Album, The Marshall Mathers LP2, Eminem. Best R&B Song, Drunk in Love, Beyoncé. Pop Duo, Group Performance, Say Something, A Great Big World with Christina Aguilera. Best Rock Performance, Lazaretto, Jack White. Best Children's Album, I Am Malala, How One Girl Stood Up for Education and Changed the World, Malala Yousafzai. Best Musical Theatre Album, Beautiful, The Carole King Musical, Jesse Miller, Principal Soloist, Jason Howland, Steve Sidwell and Billy J. Stein, Producers. BAFTA announced The Lunchbox loses to Polish film at BAFTA. The awards went to Dash. Best Film, Boyhood. Best British Film, The Theory of Everything. Best Director, Richard Linklater, Boyhood. Best Original Screenplay, The Grand Budapest Hotel, Zanderson. Best Lead Actor, Eddie Redmayne, The Theory of Everything. Best Lead Actress, Julianne Moore, Still Alice. Best Supporting Actor, J.K. Simmons, Whiplash. Best Supporting Actress, Patricia Arquette, Boyhood. Best Animated Film, The Lego Movie, Phil Lord, Christopher Miller. Best Original Music, The Grand Budapest Hotel, Alexander Desplat. Swiss Leaks, India ranks 16th on leaked HSBC list. It is called Swiss Leaks, a trove of secret documents from HSBC's Swiss private banking arm that reveals names of account holders and their balances for the year 2006-07. The investigation revealed 1,195 Indian HSBC clients, roughly double the 628 names that French authorities gave to the government in 2011. The new revelation, published today as part of a global agreement, is expected to significantly widen the scale and scope of the ongoing probe by the Special Investigation Team, SIT, appointed by the Supreme Court. Vodafone India appoints Naveen Chopra as Chief Operating Officer. Vodafone India on Monday announced the appointment of Naveen Chopra as Chief Operating Officer with effect from April 1, 2015. Mr. Chopra, currently Director, Vodafone Business Services, VBS, will succeed Sunil Sood, who will be the MD and CEO of the company. Singapore President's visit to India. Prime Minister Narendra Modi met Singapore President Tony Tan Keng Yam, who is presently in the national capital, to commemorate the 50th anniversary of diplomatic relations between the two countries. Indian envoys focused today on interface of digital communications and diplomacy. App deflates BJP. The app stunned everyone on Tuesday with an overwhelming victory in the Delhi Assembly polls, setting up a second stint for Arvind Kejriwal as Chief Minister. The app bagged as many as 67 seats of the 70-member House, going far beyond the most optimistic exit polls. The BJP was left bruised in a distant second place with wins projected for it in just 3 seats. The Congress drew a blank. BJP's CM candidate, Kiran Bedi, lost the elections. Kiran Bedi lost Krishnanagar seat, which was considered as BJP's pet, by a narrow margin, while Arvind Kejriwal won New Delhi seat comfortably. App got 54.3% of the total polled votes, while BJP came a distant second with 32.2% of the votes polled. Arvind Kejriwal will sworn as the Chief Minister of Delhi for second successive term on 14 February. Amartya Sen wins John Maynard Keynes Prize. Economist and Nobel laureate Amartya Sen has won the newly instituted Charleston EFG John Maynard Keynes Prize. In the spirit of John Maynard Keynes' work, life and legacy, This new global prize recognizes Professor Sen's outstanding contribution to society. India pegs 2014-15 GDP growth at 7.4%. Economy is likely to grow at a faster pace of 7.4% in the current fiscal as against 6.9% in 2013-14. The data further said economy grew by 7.5% in the September to December quarter of the current fiscal after a growth rate of 8.2% in the preceding quarter. National Games mascot in Lanka Book of Records. National Games mascot Amu, the Great Hornbill, has immortalized itself by finding a mention in the Lanka Book of Records. The mascot found a place in the record books owing to a play, Kalikanakati Brudam Kathirikanu, in which Amu is featured. According to the Lanka Books 2015 Special Literature Edition, it is a play about a mascot which had been staged in most number of schools. The Great Indian Hornbill had been staged in 147 schools. Israel offers expertise to clean up Ganga. In an effort to deepen economic cooperation, Israel has offered its expertise and technological capabilities to India in its ambitious drive to clean up the Ganga. A preliminary offer on this was made by Amit Lang, Director General of the Ministry of Economy, Israel-led delegation to continue talks on the Free Trade Agreement, FTA, which both countries had initiated in 2007, as well as expand cooperation in the field of water management, wastewater treatment. Israel has made significant technological advancement in desalination and drip irrigation with the world's largest desalination plants and recycles 90% of water for agricultural needs. Arvind Kejriwal sworn in as Delhi Chief Minister. AP leader Arvind Kejriwal took oath as the 8th Chief Minister of Delhi, promising to make Delhi the first corruption-free state and act against communal elements. India successfully test-fires BrahMos supersonic cruise missile. India on Saturday successfully test-fired the supersonic BrahMos cruise missile from INS Kolkata, the Navy's most powerful and newest warship, in Arabian Sea. The Indian Navy commissioned INS Kolkata on August 16, 2014. This is the first ship of this class, with 2 more in the pipeline. Chhatri is Player of the Year. National men's team captain Sunil Chhatri was on Friday presented with All India Football Federation's 2014 Player of the Year award. Chhatri was voted the winner by I-League coaches, and this was the 4th time he received the award, having earlier won it in 2007, 2011 and 2013. Modi, Sirisena hold joint press conference. With a promise for a new beginning in India-Sri Lanka ties, Sri Lankan President Maithripala Sirisena arrived in New Delhi. While investment will be a key theme, it is learnt that the Comprehensive Economic Partnership Agreement, SEPA, which New Delhi has been pushing for, did not figure in the round of discussions. Agreements between both countries. Agreement between Sri Lanka and India on cooperation in the peaceful uses of nuclear energy. Program of cultural cooperation between Sri Lanka and India for the years 2015 to 18. MOU on the establishment of Nalanda University. The MOU would enable Sri Lanka to participate in the Nalanda University project. Work Plan 2014 to 2015 under the MOU on cooperation in the field of agriculture between India and Sri Lanka. Swachh Bharat Abhiyan. Government builds 7.1 lakh toilets in January. Construction of toilets under Prime Minister Narendra Modi's dream project, Swachh Bharat Abhiyan, has gained momentum with 7.1 lakh individual household toilets being built in January. According to data, a total of 31.83 lakh toilets have been built between April 2014 and January 2015, which is 25.4% of the target for 2014-15. NTPC to invest $10 billion for building renewable projects. Country's largest power producer NTPC will invest close to $10 billion for executing green energy projects in the next 5 years as part of government's plans to provide thrust to clean electricity generation. The public sector company has committed to set up renewable power projects of 10,000 megawatts capacity in the country over the next 5 years. Spectrum auction, 8 telcos apply, SSTL opts out. Reliance Jio announced its participation in the auction together with 4 other operators, whose licenses are up for renewal: Bharti Airtel, Vodafone India, Idea Cellular and Reliance Communications. CRISIL estimates that operators will shell out over Rs 90,000 crore to win spectrum, pointing out that nearly half the Rs 1,20,000 crore of annual revenues is at stake for the large operators. Although the earnest money deposited by the company was not known, it appears Reliance will bid for all bands of spectrum, 800, 900, 1800 and 2100 MHz, focusing more on the 800 MHz band. Union government imposes anti-dumping duty on graphite electrodes imports. Union Ministry of Finance has imposed an anti-dumping duty on imports of graphite electrodes used in steel plants for 5 years. The imposed duty ranges between $278.19 and $922.03 per ton. The decision was taken following the recommendations of the Directorate General of Anti-Dumping Duty. Anti-dumping duty. It is duty imposed by government on imported products which have prices less than their normal values or domestic price. Usually countries initiate anti-dumping probes to check if domestic industry has been hurt because of a surge in below-cost imports. Anti-dumping duty is imposed under the multilateral WTO regime and vary from product to product and from country to country. In India, anti-dumping duty is recommended by the Union Ministry of Commerce, while the Union Finance Ministry imposes it. Hindalco bags Gare Palma coal mine. Aditya Birla Group firm Hindalco Industries has won the Gare Palma 4/5 mine in Chhattisgarh by outbidding companies like Balco, Sasa Sterlite, Ambua Cements, which were also vying for the same block. Gare Palma 4/5 mine was won by Hindalco Industries at Rs 3,502 per ton. States, including Chhattisgarh, Jharkhand and West Bengal, are set to get over Rs 50,000 crore from the coal blocks sold in the ongoing auction. The government is auctioning the coal blocks after the Supreme Court cancelled allocation of 204 mines in September last year. It has put 19 mines on block in the first tranche. Nuclear-capable Prithvi-2 missile test fired. India on Thursday successfully test-fired nuclear weapons capable surface-to-surface Prithvi-2 missile for a shortened range of 250 km as against its full range of 350 km from Chandipur in Balasore district, Odisha. The indigenously developed missile was launched by personnel of Strategic Forces Command, SFC, from a road mobile launcher at around 9:15 am. Kalyani Group announces joint venture with Rafael Defense System. The Kalyani Group has announced a joint venture with Rafael Advanced Defense System of Israel. This joint venture company will be based in India. The initiative is in line with the government's Make in India policy and will enable the development and production of high-end technology in the country, said the company. Rashad Hussain appointed as U.S. Special Envoy and Coordinator. Indian-American Rashad Hussain has been appointed as the Special Envoy and Coordinator for Strategic Counterterrorism Communications. According to the State Department of U.S., The appointment will expand the global engagement and partnerships of the U.S. in order to counter violent extremism. Bharti Airtel Limited tied up with UNICEF to provide education content in 17 African countries. Indian telecom major Bharti Airtel Limited on the 18th of February 2015 tied up with United Nations Children's Fund to provide health, education and youth-focused content to its customers in 17 African countries. In this regard, Bharti Airtel Limited and UNICEF signed a partnership agreement. Their partnership is aimed at improving African populations' access to health and education-related information from various innovative projects supported by UNICEF. Bihar announces 35% reservation for women in non-gazetted gov jobs. Bihar government has announced 35% reservation for women in non-gazetted government jobs in Group C and D grade. This decision was taken at State Cabinet meeting presided by Chief Minister Jitan Ram Manchai. The Cabinet meeting also took following decisions. Hiked member of Legislative Assembly Development Fund from the present Rs 2 crore in a year to Rs 3 crore from the next financial year. Proposal to pay 13 months' salary in place of 12 months to policemen up to inspector rank. Women join Sarang team. For the first time, 2 women are part of the Sarang team of the Indian Air Force, a show-stopping helicopter formation team that is performing at the Aero India show. In a major policy shift in 2010, the AF allowed women pilots to fly twin-engine medium-to-heavy lift helicopters. Deepika Misra is the squadron leader and Sandeep Singh, an engineering officer, is the flight lieutenant. State Bank of India to finance small tea growers in NE. State Bank of India SBI will provide finance totaling Rs 100 crore benefiting 3,000 small tea growers in the northeast. Finance will be provided to tea growers who have proper basic documents of their existing garden as per Tea Board of India norms. Tapan Misra appointed as Chief of ISRO's Space Application Center. Eminent scientist Tapan Misra has been appointed the Chief of ISRO's Space Applications Center, SAC, Ahmedabad, Gujarat. He will succeed A.S. Kiran Kumar, who was appointed as the chairman of the Indian Space Research Organisation in January 2015. India signs loan agreement with ADB to boost power generation capacity in Assam. India has signed loan agreement with Asian Development Bank, ADB, for $50 million to boost power generation capacity in Assam. The loan agreement was signed for the second Assam Power Sector Investment Program. This program aims to build up the capacity of power generation and distribution systems in state to meet the growing energy demand. Purnendu Das Gupta, an Indian American, has won 2015 American Chemical Society Division of Analytical Chemistry J. Calvin Giddings Award. He was awarded this award for his special contribution in the field of analytical chemistry. He will receive this award in August 2015 at ACS National Conference in Boston. Nitish Kumar sworn in as CM of Bihar for 4th. Nitish Kumar has sworn in as the Chief Minister of Bihar for the 4th time. Governor of Bihar Kashrinath Tripathi administered the oath of office and secrecy to him at the oath-taking ceremony held at Raj Bhawan in Patna, along with Nitish Kumar. 22 Janata Dal United Party legislators, including 3 women, were also sworn in as cabinet ministers. Sri Lanka Parliament enacts witness protection law. Sri Lankan Parliament has passed the Assistance to and Protection of Victims of Crime and Witnesses Bill. This bill aims at protecting the rights of criminal victims and witnesses, especially in human rights accountability. Takahiro Hakigo appointed as new president and CEO of Honda. Japanese automaker Honda Motor Co. has appointed Takahiro Hakigo as its new president and chief executive officer, CEO. He will assume charge in June 2015 and replace Takanobu Ito, who had stepped down from the topmost post in an unexpected move on the 23rd of February 2015. Oscar Awards. 87th Academy Awards. The 87th Academy Awards ceremony, presented by the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences, was held at the Dolby Theatre in Hollywood, Los Angeles. The Academy Awards were presented in 24 categories. They are Best Picture Birdman, Best Actor Eddie Redmayne, Best Actress Julianne Moore, Best Supporting Actor J.K. Simmons, Best Supporting Actress Patricia Arquette, Best Director Alejandro Giannarotta for Birdman, Best Original Screenplay Birdman, Best Adapted Screenplay The Imitation Game, Best Original Song Glory, Best Original Score The Grand Budapest Hotel, Best Production Design The Grand Budapest Hotel, Best Editing Whiplash, Best Cinematography Birdman, Best Sound Editing American Sniper, Best Sound Mixing Whiplash, Best Foreign Language Film Ida, Best Documentary Feature Citizen 4, Best Documentary Short Subject Crisis Hotline, Veterans Press 1, Best Live Action Short Film The Phone Call, Best Visual Effects Interstellar, Best Animated Feature Film Big Hero 6, Best Animated Short Film Feast, Best Makeup and Hairstyling The Grand Budapest Hotel, Best Costume Design The Grand Budapest Hotel. Most awards: Birdman and the Grand Budapest Hotel. Most nominations in 87th Academy Awards: Birdman and the Grand Budapest Hotel. Third Daughters Festival organized in Assam. Third Daughters Festival was organized on the banks of Hajong Lake in Dima Hazau district of Assam by Dima Hazau Environment and Forest Department. This festival aims to create awareness among the villagers surrounding villages of Hajong Lake about the safety of the endangered tortoise species available in the area. Key facts: Hajong Lake is popularly known as the Tortoise Lake, is a natural habitat of the few unique tortoise that is hill terrapins. It is situated 80 kilometers north of Haflong in the remote Dima Hazau district. Hajong Lake is the only natural tortoise habitat in Assam, where some endangered species of tidewater tortoise of northeast India are still living. It is facing a hostile condition due to ever-growing human intervention in their habitats, and at present, there are around 400 to 500 tortoises dwelling in this lake. Tata Power signs MoU with Russia's suck to tap opportunities in the energy sector. India's second-largest private power producer Tata Power has signed a Memorandum of Understanding, MoU, with Russia's largest coal producer Siberian Coal Energy Company, SUEK. As part of this initial agreement, both the companies will cooperate with each other to identify and target opportunities in the energy sector. Both parties will tap the opportunities in the energy sector in Russia and other geographies to develop common mutual interest. Ram Niwaz Goel, elected Speaker of Delhi Legislative Assembly, Aam Aadmi Party, AP, MLA Ram Niwaz Goel was unanimously elected Speaker of the Delhi Assembly. It was announced by Pro Tem Speaker Fateh Singh, who presided the session of Assembly for electing Speaker and Deputy Speaker of House. Goel was elected as Speaker on the first day of the two-day session of the House. 15. Chris Gayle becomes first batsman to hit double century in World Cup history. West Indies opener batsman Chris Gayle created history by becoming the first batsman to score a double century in the World Cup. He made this record by scoring 215 runs off just 147 balls in a Pool B match against Zimbabwe held at Manuka Oval Stadium in Canberra, Australia. Gayle's record score comprised of 10 fours and 16 sixes that helped West Indies score 372 runs during the match. His fastest double century in one-day internationals, ODIs, also broke the previous record, which was held by Indian batsman Virender Sehwag. In December 2011, Sehwag had scored a double century in 140 balls in a match against West Indies held at Holkar Cricket Stadium in Indore. With this record, Gayle also became the first non-Indian to score a double century in one-day cricket. Indian cricketers to hit double century in ODIs are Sachin Tendulkar, first cricketer to reach double-century landmark. He made 200 runs against South Africa in 2010. Virendra Sehwag, second cricketer who scored 219 against West Indies. Rohit Sharma, third cricketer to score 209 runs against Australia in 2013. In November 2014, he broke his previous record and became highest ODI scorer with 264 runs in match against Sri Lanka. He is only cricketer to hit 2 double centuries in ODIs. TRI removes interconnection usage charges. The Telecom Regulatory Authority of India, TRI, has removed the interconnection usage charges. Earlier, of 20 paise was charged for calls made from landline to landline or landline to mobile. TRI also has reduced network icon calls made from mobile phones by about 30% to 14 paise per call from 20 paise earlier. The main aim to remove IC is to boost fixed-line phone connections in the country and lower tariffs of calls for the customers. What are interconnection usage charges? IC are the charges that a landline or mobile service provider has to pay to the other service providers for transmitting its customers' phone calls. Ranchi Rays wins Champions of Hero Hockey India League 2015. Ranchi Rays won the third edition of Champions of Hero Hockey India League 2015. In the final match they defeated JP Punjab Warriors by score of 3-2 in the penalty shootout after 2-2 tie in regular time match. With this, JP Punjab Warriors took second position followed by Delhi Waiver Riders in third position. Awards from the Hero Hockey India League 2015. UK becomes first country to legalise creation babies using DNA. 3-person. United Kingdom has become the first country to legalise the creation of 3-parent IVF designer babies using mitochondrial donation technique. In this regard, House of Lords has voted in favour of the bill that amends the Human Fertilisation and Embryology Act, FEA, 1990. Earlier on the 3rd of February 2015, House of Commons had passed the bill. Now UK's fertility regulator Human Fertilisation and Embryology Authority will decide how to licence the procedure to prevent babies inheriting deadly genetic diseases. After legalisation and final procedural nod from FEA, the first baby may be born as early as 2016. Implications: this law will help to prevent serious inherited diseases that are being passed on from mother to child. It will also help to remove the hereditary problems related to defective mitochondrial diseases that has passed down through the generations. Now in United Kingdom, women with hereditary mitochondrial diseases will be able to give birth to healthy babies without transferring their hereditary diseases. Advantages: mitochondrial donation technique. It does not allow passage of defective mitochondria from mother to babies, thus preventing newborn babies from dangerous diseases-related brain damage, muscle wasting, heart failure and blindness due to defective mitochondria. Work permits for spouses of H-1B visa holders. The U.S. government has confirmed that effective May 26, 2015, some holders of the H-4 visa, who are spouses of high-skilled workers on the H-1B visa, will be eligible for work authorization. A potential boon for approximately 179,600 individuals in the first year alone. India bans ISIS under UAPA. Dreaded terror group ISIS and all its affiliate organizations, responsible for series of savage attacks and killings in Iraq and Syria, have been banned in India under the Unlawful Activities Prevention Act. The Islamic State of Iraq and Levant/Islamic State of Iraq and Syria, and all its manifestations have been declared as outlawed in India under UAPA. Apple ordered to pay $553 million. U.S. tech giant Apple Incorporated has been fined $553 million for 3 patent infringements owned by patent licensing firm Smart Flash LLC. This verdict was given by federal jury in U.S. District Court for the Eastern District of Texas. The jury in its verdict found out that Apple Incorporated's iTunes software has infringed 3 patents owned by Smart Flash LLC. The federal jury in its verdict also held that Apple had not only used Smart Flash's patents without permission, but also used them willfully. World's first 3D printed jet engine developed in Australia. In a breakthrough, researchers in Australia have developed the world's first 3D printed jet engine that could pave the way for cheaper, lighter and more fuel-efficient aircraft. Researchers from Monash University, aided by staff from the Xero and Deakin University, have printed 2 engines and put one of them on display at the International Air Show in Avalon, Victoria. Significance of this development: it opens the door for engineers to make and test parts of jet engines in days instead of months. It will also help engineers to manufacture cheaper, lighter and more fuel-efficient jet engines. Farmers open to Ketheenkisn. There was positive response from the farming community to the proposed Ketheenkisn initiative, with a majority of farmers stating that it would do wonders if implemented successfully. This scheme is for the financial assistance to those farmers who do not own their lands. Organizing farmers into groups and extending financial assistance to them through NABARD to take up farming will yield good results provided the government backs every group till results are achieved. Justice Amitav Roy sworn in as Supreme Court Judge. Justice Amitav Roy was sworn in as a judge of the Supreme Court, SC. Prior to this, he served as the Chief Justice of Odisha High Court. 28 February observed as National Science Day. Every year February 28th is celebrated as the National Science Day, that is Rashtriya Vigyan Divas. In 2015, the theme of the day is Science for Nation Building. This year's theme has been chosen for the purpose of raising public appreciation on scientific issues for the development of nation. Chhatrapati Shivaji to be new CMD of SIDBI. Chhatrapati Shivaji, a 1986 Bachchias officer, has taken over as the Chairman and Managing Director of Small Industries Development Bank of India. Clemson University honoured Ratan Tata with Doctorate of Automotive Engineering. Ratan Tata was honoured an honorary Doctorate of Automotive Engineering by the Clemson University at the South Carolina Automotive Summit. Abde Villiers hits fastest OD 150 in South Africa World Cup win. Abde Villiers hit the fastest ever 150 in one-day internationals as South Africa condemned West Indies to a crushing 257-run defeat in Sydney. De Villiers took 64 deliveries to reach 150, beating the previous best, set by Australia's Shane Watson, by 19 balls.